Muy buenas tardes. My name is Emmanuel Pech, and welcome to the What's and Whys of Energy. Today, we're talking about something big, something exciting. We're talking about utility scale solar. On July 10th, 2025, BEL and Babcock signed this power purchase agreement that will essentially set the stage for the development of Belize's first ever 15 megawatt utility scale solar. But what exactly that mean for Belize? And what that mean for you? To help us answer these questions and help us understand what's going on, we are joined today by Khadija Usher. She is the manager of Wholesale Energy Markets at BEL. Khadija, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Khadija, well, let's jump right into the conversation.
Sure.
It's an exciting topic. I
It
really
is.
like talking about this. And it's solar. Who doesn't like talking about solar? Right? So we're talking about this 15 megawatt solar. Now, this is not your average rooftop solar plant.
Right.
This have the capacity for power thousands of Belizean homes.
Yes.
But what exactly this mean for Belize? What this mean for our customers? What's in it for them?
Well, Emmanuel, I think you used the most appropriate word in your introduction, which is big. Solar technology is not new to the country. We have all seen solar PVs, maybe on persons' rooftops or solar PV lighting, but the distinguishing factor about this signing is that we are bringing on a utility scale. This is huge in terms of scale, in terms of size. And as you rightly said, this size facility will help to power thousands of homes. But why is it a huge deal for the country? This is a clean and renewable source of electricity. Power is generated from sunlight, and we will feed that power directly into the national grid to be able to power thousands of homes. This is a monumental step when we look at the climate commitments that we have signed on to as a country. This means that we will now be shifting a considerable portion of our electricity consumption from traditional fossil fuel based sources to clean, renewable sources of power. And this is a big deal when it comes to the nationally determined contributions that us, Belize, as a country, has pledged to globally to meet. Secondly, this is going to be a facility whereby the electricity is generated within the country. This has significant implications for us because it means that we will be shifting from relying on importing as much fossil fuel-based fuels to power the country. And instead, we will be turning to a source of electricity that is generated right here within the borders of Belize. So this really speaks to an increase when it comes to the security of the sources that we rely on to power our homes.
And I really want to highlight as well, and it's embedded in our mission, sustainability. This really truly caters to that specific part of our mission where we are going towards more renewable sources, strengthening our energy security and being more sustainable to ensure the longevity of Belize's energy future, securing Belize's energy future, right?
Right.
So what could you tell me about the reliability of this facility? As we all know, solar isn't always there.
Yeah.
We're in a wet season right now, so you have days where you have very cloudy skies. What happens then? How does the reliability work in terms of addressing these concerns for solar for this particular facility?
It's a very valid question. The technology is what is classified as variable renewable energy or intermittent renewable energy. And you hit the nail on the head when you said the sun isn't always there.
Right.
Similar to other types of variable renewable energy like wind power. When there's no wind, there's no power. Solar operates in a similar way. And so reliability has always been a concern with these types of technologies. One very significant aspect of this particular facility that we're signing on with Babcoal is that it will have a battery energy storage system feature. And what this storage system allows is for us to store a portion of what is generated from this facility to be able to use or stabilize the quality of the output from this facility so that we get a more stable, better quality, less volatile output from this facility. And that in itself helps to increase the reliability of the supply from this power plant. So, excellent question. But the design in itself is going to be integrated as well into a mix of existing suppliers. And these sources will also assist in supporting and taking the reliability aspect. We've been watching the reliability aspect and expect that this would form, while it will diversify the mix, we expect that the reliability will be maintained.
Okay, excellent. And for those of you who are tuning into the show, let us know in the chat, what do you think about this new facility and this new development where Belize has signed on with Babcoal to develop this, where Babcoal will be developing this 15 megawatt utility scale solar. Let us know what you think on the chat. Now, the other aspect of it that I want to touch on, Khadija, is cost. Solar and, well, renewables energy in general tend to be a lower cost option. How will this affect the average electricity costs, and will customers also see this impact on their electricity costs or what they pay at the electricity?
I think this is, and pun intended, the $1 million question, right? This is what is on everybody's minds. Yes, renewable-based technologies tend to be a lower cost sort option, a supply option. And we have signed this onto this facility to provide electricity at 8.38 US cents per kilowatt hour.
Could you translate that to Belize more or less?
To Belize.
Yeah. I believe it's like
a little short of 17 cents US per kilowatt hour. And customers who pay close attention to their electricity bills will know that this is quite a competitive price point at which this facility is entering. But it is 15 megawatts, which is considerable scale, not necessarily enough to say bring down the existing cost of power, but it goes a long way in helping to stabilize the price at where it is in a world where just about everything else is getting more expensive.
Very true.
So what this means is that we need to do more in terms of getting similar low cost options into our mix as soon as possible to build a scale. And then in the long run, we will see a greater stabilization of the cost of power and eventually the lowering of the supply cost itself.
That's a really good point. So the main thing is that we are at a good start. Starting point.
Yes.
We are a huge step in the right direction. It must be applauded, but there's a lot more that should be done or can be done.
This is the beginning of the work.
Right.
Yes.
It's an excellent point that you made. So the agreement has been signed.
Yes.
What next?
What next? Well, next is execution. The agreement means that we have received regulatory approval to begin construction, commissioning and testing of this facility. So the estimated time is a maximum of 18 months from the date of signing, when we expect scheduled commercial operation. The scheduled commercial operation date is a very important date. For customers, what this means is that this is the date by which when the utility, BEL, Babcoal, and the regulator all recognize that this facility is ready, it is up to standard operating procedure quality, and it is now set to provide power to the customers of Belize. So we are looking at a 18-month horizon for the arriving at this date.
Okay. So estimated time, sometime next year, maybe 2026, latter part of 2026.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. And if you've been tuning in, I hope you've been keeping us abreast of your opinions as well in the chat. Remember, we do have some prizes available for you in this conversation, so be sure to stay tuned. Now, Khadija, just to bring this all home, because we talked about a lot of things, right? But just to bring it home, could you summarize some of the key takeaways of what this really means for the country? Because it's an important milestone, but I just want our customers and our viewers to understand what exactly this means.
Right. The main points. One, it is now shifting a substantial amount of our electricity supply to a clean, renewable source of energy. Two, this means a significant shift in our geopolitical implications, not having to rely as much on importing fossil fuels to meet our energy demand needs, and rather be able to generate our electricity needs right here in the country of Belize. And finally, we're bringing it in at a highly competitive rate, which means we can stabilize the cost of power as it is now. And as we do more in the future in integrating other low-cost options, we can ensure the long-term stabilization of the cost of power for the Belizean people.
All right. Excellent points. Excellent points. All right. Now we are at my favorite part of the show, where we do a giveaway, and I hope you have been paying attention, because if you have, this prize is automatically yours, right? Now, every episode, we give you a question that you guys answer, and then whoever is the winner, whoever answers the question correctly, will receive this prize that you're seeing on your screen. It's a BL basket filled with several BL promotional items and several other goodies for you. Now, without further ado, this is the question for you. Describe 3 benefits of utility-scale solar power in Belize. Describe 3 benefits of utility-scale solar power in Belize. Now, if you've been paying attention at least for the past couple minutes, then this answer will be a no-brainer for you. So go ahead and type your answers in the chat, and at the end of the show, we will be selecting the winner. Remember, the winner is the first person to answer correctly will be winning this prize. Remember, if you are selected as the winner, remember to send us a private message with your phone number so that we can arrange the delivery of your prize. Now, with that said, thank you all so much for tuning in and joining in the conversation. And I want to thank you, Khadija, for coming and sharing your insights with us and our viewers.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, with that, we've come to the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining. And remember to always stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you all next time on the What's and Why's of Energy.